Jerusalem Delivered by Torquato Tasso. 19th Book. Tancred in single combat kills his foe, Argantes strong. The king and Soldan fly to David's tower, and save their persons so. Armenia well instructs Vafrine the spy. With him she rides away, and as they go, finds where her lord for dead on earth doth lie. First she laments, then cures him. Godfrey hears Ormondo's treason, and what marks he bears. Now death or fear or care to save their lives from their forsaken walls the pagans chase. Yet neither force nor fear nor wisdom drives the constant knight Argantes from his place. Alone against 10,000 foes he strives, yet dreadless, doubtless, careless seemed his face. Nor death nor danger, but disgrace he fears, and still unconquered, though overset, appears. But mongst the rest, upon his helmet gay, with his broadsword Tancredi came and smote. The pagan knew the prince by his array, by his strong blows, his armour, and his coat. For once they fought, and when night stayed that fray, new time they chose to end their combat hot. But Tancred failed, wherefore the pagan knight cried, Tancred, comest thou thus late to fight? Too late thou comest, and not alone to war, but yet the fight I neither shun nor fear, although from knighthood true thou errest far, since like an engineer thou dost appear. That tower, that troop, thy shield and safety are, strange kind of arms in single fight to bear. Yet shalt thou not escape, O conqueror strong of ladies fair, sharp death, to avenge that wrong. Lord Tancred smiled, with disdain and scorn, and answered thus, To end our strife, quoth he, behold at last I come, and my return, though late, perchance will be too soon for thee. For thou shalt wish, of hope and help forlorn, some sea or mountain place twixt thee and me. And well shalt know, before we end this fray, no fear of cowardice hath caused my stay. But come aside, thou by whose prowess dies the monsters, knights and giants in all lands, the killer of weak women thee defies. This said, he turned to his fighting bands, and bids them all retire. Forbear, he cries, to strike this knight, on him let none lay hands. For mine he is, more than a common foe, by challenge new, and promise old also. Descend, the fierce Circassian 'gan reply, alone, or all this troop for succour take to deserts waste, or place frequented high, for vantage none I will the fight forsake. Thus given and taken was the bold defy, and through the press, agreed so they brake. Their hatred made them one, and as they went, each knight his foe did for despite defend. Great was his thirst of praise, great the desire that Tancred had the pagan's blood to spill, nor could that quench his wrath or calm his ire, if other hand his foe should foil or kill. He saved him with his shield, and cried, Retire, to all he met, and do this knight none ill, and thus defending 'gainst his friends, his foe, through 1,000 angry weapons safe they go. They left the city, and they left behind Godfredo's camp, and far beyond it passed, and came where into creeks and bosoms blind, a winding hill his corners turned and cast. A valley small and shady dale they find, amid the mountain steep so laid and placed, as if some theatre or closed place had been for men to fight or beasts to chase. There stayed the champions both with rueful eyes, Argantes 'gan the fortress won to view. Tancred his foe withouten shield espies, and says, Whereon doth thy sad heart devise? Thinkest thou this hour must end thy life untrue? If this thou fear, and dost foresee thy fate, thy fear is vain, thy foresight comes too late. I think, quoth he, on this distressed town, the aged queen of Judah's ancient land, now lost, now sacked, spoiled, and trodden down, whose fall in vain I strive to withstand, a small revenge for Sion's fort o'erthrown, that head can be cut off by my strong hand. This said, together with great heed they flew, for each his foe for bold and hardy knew.